Everyone knows the importance of electricity in one's life in the form of light, heat, and even as sound. Electric bell. In this modern age, it is very difficult to live even for a single day without electricity. Electricity used in electrical appliances is called current electricity. It flows through wires. Electricity which does not flow is called static electricity. Dr. Gilbert showed that amber rubbing with cat skin and glass rod rubbing with silk, it develops a property of attracting tidy bits of dry paper, dry straw, and also develops similar properties when rubbed against each other. Movement of electrons through a conductor is called electricity. Kinds of electrical charges. Benjamin Franklin found that there are two kinds of electrical charges, positive and negative charge, which are respectively by plus positive sign and minus negative sign respectively. If a body having no charge is brought in contact with a charged body, it also gets charged and the charge acquired by it is similar to the charge on the charged body. We can show this by following activity. Take a gold leaf electroscope. It consists of a glass bell jar fitted with a cork on its mouth. The glass jar rests on a wooden base. Through the cork passes a metal rod inside the jar. Two gold leaves are attached at the lower end of this metal rod. At the upper end of the metal rod, a metal disc is attached. To make the arrangement more sensitive, two strips of tin foils are fixed to the inside of the glass jar near the base. The wooden base is also covered with tin foil. Now rub a glass rod to a dry piece of silk. It will get positively charged. Place it near the disc of electroscope and touch the both. You will notice that the gold leaves diverge due to the similar positive charges on them. If you remove the glass rod, the gold leaves remains diverge. This means that electroscope is charged by conduction. Now touch the disc of the metal rod with your hand. The gold leaves will be discharged and come to their original position. How this happens? This is because the positive charge on the gold leaves flows to the metal rod and then to a body and finally goes to the earth. This is called earthing. Therefore, the two gold leaves have no charge on them and they come to their original position. Repeat this activity by touching the disc with a negatively charged ebonite rod. This electroscope is used to detect electrical charge on a body. Equal and opposite charge. When we rub a glass rod with silk, it acquires a positive charge. At the same time, the silk cloth acquires an equal negative charge. Similarly, with ebonite on rubbing with wool gets a negative charge, whereas the wool gets an equal positive charges. When two bodies are charged by rubbing against each other, they acquire equal and opposite charges. The two bodies acquire equal charges due to transfer of electrons. Charge in atmosphere or atmospheric electricity. Benjamin Franklin first proved that clouds build up charge during a storm with lightning and thunder during rainy season. Franklin's experiment. Franklin flew a kite made from silk cloth into the clouds on a thundery day. He tied a metallic key to the silk thread of kite. When there was a flash of lightning in the clouds, he received an electric shock and the key was found to have warmed up. From this experiment, Benjamin concluded that the clouds during rainy season are electrically charged. As the kite reached the clouds, the charge flowed down the wet thread to the metal key. When he touched the metal key, the electric charge passed through his body to earth, giving him a static electric shock. Due to the heat of the sun, the warm air and water vapor rises up and cold air from the above comes down. The cold air mixes with the hot air. Then due to friction, the electrons of air get transferred to water molecules. Due to condensation, the clouds are formed, which are charged with static electric charges, may be positive or negative. When two clouds of positive and negative static charge approach each other, the bad conductor air comes a good conductor of electricity. A large quantity of electric charge flows rapidly from one cloud to the other through the air. An intense spark of electricity is seen in the sky. Such rapid flow of charge through the air between the two oppositely charged clouds is called electric discharge or lightning. The lightning produces heat due to which air expands. This sudden and rapid expansion of air produces loud sound which is heard as thunder. When a charged cloud passes over a tall building or a tree, it induces an opposite charge on them. If the charge buildup is large, an electrical discharge in the form of lightning strike. When lightning strike a building or tree, it can set them on fire. Lightning can burn and cause death of living beings. The lightning conductor. High-rise buildings can be protected from lightning by providing a lightning conductor as its highest point. A lightning conductor consists of long, thick metal rod strip having sharp spikes at its upper end. The spikes pointing towards the sky are fixed at the highest points of the building. The lower end of the metal rod strip is connected to a large copper or aluminium plate which is buried deep inside the earth. This is called earthing. When a highly charged cloud passes over a tall building, it induces an opposite charge on the spikes. This charge quickly flows to the earth through the copper rod strip. Thus, the lightning discharge is prevented and the building is saved from damage. Do's and don'ts during thunderstorm. We should take following safety measures during thunderstorms. Don't stay in open place. Don't take shelter under the tree or high building. Switch off your radio and TV. Stay away from poles or metals objects. Useful effects of lightning. It is said that the evolution of life on the earth is due to lightning. 1. Fixation of atmospheric nitrogen by electric discharge during lightning. During rains, when lightning strikes, nitrogen and oxygen of the atmosphere combine to form nitric acid after series of reactions. Rainwater brings this nitric acid to the earth. Nitric acid reacts with some alkalis in the soil, example, limestone, CaCO3, to form nitrates. These nitrates serve as plant food and are responsible for their growth. 2. Formation of ozone from the atmospheric oxygen. Electric discharge during lightning results in the formation of ozone, O3, from oxygen, O2. Ozone layer in the Earth's atmosphere absorbs ultraviolet radiation coming from the sun and protects the living organisms on the Earth. Earthquake. A sudden short-term vibration of the ground surface which shakes the buildings apart and causes gaps and fissures to open in the ground is called an earthquake. The sudden displacement of the Earth's crust releases energy stored within the Earth's interior. It causes tremors or waves which move in different directions from the center of disturbance. The center from which the earthquake waves originate is called the seismic focus. Causes of earthquake. The uppermost layer of the earth is made up of blocks of rocks. These blocks float on a layer of semi-liquid rock called mantle. Earthquake occurs when the blocks of rocks touch or move against each other in the semi-liquid layer. This causes a sudden slipping of the position of the Earth's crust or tectonic plates relative to each other. This movement causes vibrations, volcanic activity as explosive eruption, caused by gas explosion. Any sudden vibration or movement of a part of the Earth's crust caused by natural or man-made forces resulting in the shaking or trembling is called earthquake. Following are the main causes of earthquake. 1. Volcanic eruption. 2. Folding and falling. 3. Plate tectonic. 4. Man-made explosions. 5. Dislocation of the crust. Epicenter is the place on the surface of the earth directly above the focus. The intensity of the earthquake is the greatest at the epicenter. Aftershock is a small earthquake that often follows a big one. After the main shock, the rocks have jumped too far and are still unstable. Aftershocks are felt as the rocks settle into a more stable position. Measuring earthquakes. The magnitude or intensity of an earthquake is measured by the Richter scale. It is measured on a scale of 0 to 9, 0 to 9. The earthquake tremors damage man-made structures like buildings, roads, etc. and can cause loss of human and animal life. The waves produced by the earthquake are called seismic waves. The instrument which records these waves is called seismograph. The instrument consists of vibrating rod which starts vibrating when tremors occur. A pen is attached to the vibrating system which touches a sheet of paper. The pen records the seismic waves on a paper. A tsunami is caused when an earthquake disturbs the sea floor. This sets up a huge sea wave. The water is seen to pull back from a beach and then build up into sudden powerful large wave that sweeps along the coastal areas. Protection against earthquakes. We know that some areas in the world are earthquake prone. These are called seismic zones. The buildings in these zones should be designed in such a way that they can sustain the major tremors. A building should be constructed with the light building material like mud or timber. Roof should be kept light as it will not cause more damage in case a structure falls due to earthquake. Safety measures during earthquake. Leave your home and move to open area. Keep away from high-rise buildings. Hide yourself under a table. Shut off kitchen gas. If you are in a car, slow down and drive to a place away from buildings. Help others according to their needs.